Hey baby, pull up. It's Tasha Ma Bear Prepping. Get your drink, pull up. We're about to talk about it. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel where we just talk about food preservation, emergency preparedness. Overall, we really just talk about what me and my family do to give you guys ideas of stuff you can do to prepare for different emergency events that might come your way. And so that it's a quality of life thing and you're able to get through those things. Okay. So today we're going to talk about poverty. We're going to be talking about what is happening around us. We're going to be talking about violence that's happening, that's increasing, that's growing, and what that means for you. You know, it used to be once upon a time, if you lived in a good neighborhood, you didn't have to worry about things. If you lived in a community that was gated, you didn't have to worry about things. As long as you didn't live in the parts of town that people knew to be dangerous, right? The hood, the ghetto, right? You were fine, okay? You went to the grocery store, you did things during the day in a safe manner. You didn't have to worry about anything happening to you. It was the people that of the night, right? It's the people on the streets at night that were, in gang violence and getting shot, wrong place at the wrong time, that type of thing. Those days are changing, okay? Violence is happening everywhere. And as those poverty levels rise, as you have more people who get more desperate because they're losing jobs, they can't keep their homes, they can't feed their children, they're making hard decisions about paying gas, paying food, or keeping their lights on, right? And they're struggling. And when you have a big majority of people, and that the number starts to rise, you have chaos and you have people that are unhinged and you have a higher level of being a victim of something, right? And so you can't just pretend that, hey, I'll just hit the button and a police officer will come. Somebody will come and save the day. I'll hit a button, police will come, firemen will come, whoever will come. Or if I don't live in those neighborhoods or I don't go shopping and do things at night, I'll be fine, because the stuff is happening everywhere. This is much more than just mass shootings. This is about mass shootings, these things happening all over the country. But it's about personal attacks. People just personally attacking people. People attacking people. My sister works at Walmart. People were getting very aggressive because they didn't have Tylenol. People coming in their faces, screaming at them, being physical. I've gone to 4 stores and can't find Tylenol, and I have a child with a fever, and all this stuff. Losing their minds. These are what we would call decent citizens that don't have anything on their record, right? They're law-abiding citizens, but they are becoming unhinged because of the times, because of things that are happening, okay? And so it comes down to 2 things, in my opinion. You need to start thinking about your personal security, your personal protection, and you need to think about the protection of your home, where the bulk of your things that you own in life are at, to include your family and your children, right? So personal property, personal protection. You need to think about, what do you have as a defensive tool? What do you keep in your car? What do you keep on your person? What do you have? And start having that head on a swivel. You go places, you're paying attention to your surroundings when you're walking in the store. Just the other day, 3 muggings. I live in, I can't even tell you guys, it's not crazy here, but 3 muggings in one day, 3 different stores in daylight, at 10 a.m. Okay. This stuff is happening everywhere. Okay. It doesn't matter if you live in a gated community, if you live in a safe area. I don't live in an urban area. I live in a nice suburban area. It doesn't matter. Okay. Crime is happening everywhere. People are boldly walking up to homes. They're boldly stealing. It's more than packages, stealing anything of value, anything that they want, because they're unhinged. They're feeling some type of way about life and how it's not fair and things are not going well, right? And so you have a lot of moving things, and you need to think about what you have on you that could help save your life. Okay. Think about your surroundings when you're in a store. Where are the exits? What are you doing? You walk in the store swiftly. You're paying attention to your surroundings. You're not letting anybody just walk up to you. When you get to the car, you're putting your stuff in. You're locking the door immediately. It's very difficult, to be like, oh, well, this is the right time of day to go shopping, or this is the right time to do this. But the stuff is happening during those times, right? People are walking right up to people at gas stations, robbing them, at gunpoint. Give me your money, give me your wallet, whatever. Okay. Beating people. It's insane. Okay. I'm on full alert when we go to the movies, a restaurant, anything that is a public area. I'm on high alert. We could just be going into a place to pick up some food. I'm on high alert. One person, and it's crazy because we've both been in the military, so we feed off of that energy. And so it's kind of like there's always one executing whatever it is we're doing, we're executing, and one is constantly watching. And we don't even realize you do that until things start getting heightened and you have these conversations, and then you realize, because you're paying attention more, what you guys are doing, right? Because it's every day for us. But you've got to pay attention to what's happening. Your home, your points of entries, taking a look at your points of entries and making sure that all your locks are on, all your screens are on. How strong are your doors? Is anything broke? Can you make them stronger, right? Can you put on a security door, security screen door? Can you put in stronger locks? Can you put in bigger bolts? What kind of barriers do you have? Perimeters do you have? What kind of barriers are in front of your windows, in front of your house? What locks do you have on gates, on sheds, on outbuildings? What lighting do you have? What motion sensor lighting do you have? What cameras do you have? What all do you have when it's grid down, right? It's important to think about that because people are getting more unhinged. And so that level of violence, that level of thieving and robbery and taking from people is at an all-time high, and it's just going to continue, right? And so you want to be able to protect yourself, right? If somebody was able to get into your house, some kind of home invasion, they were able to get that far, what would you do? What do you have to protect your family, to truly protect your family and stop that intruder? It's a hard question because it goes back to, what do you believe? Some people don't believe in 2A. Some people don't believe in defensive items. But you have to have a game plan for the day that could happen, right? And what do you have in place to not be a soft target, for it not to be that easy, right? It's way more than just, I lock my doors and windows. That's huge, okay? I'm super happy that you do that, because that by itself is a huge thing, because a lot of thieving, a lot of things that happen are opportunity. They happen because something is seen and it looks like an opportunity. Something looks like it's going to be easy or a soft target. And that's what makes people move forward with thinking they can do something. Okay. So locking your doors and windows, double checking that at night is a huge thing, but it's going to come down to more, right? And so how are you preparing your home, your property, everything, okay? Your animals, we're already thinking, you have animals and we have chickens. You have to think about that stuff. If people get desperate, we talk about people hopping fences and stealing tomatoes and things like that. And how do you battle that? Because you can't really stop people from seeing, there's food back here or there's tomatoes. You can try, and we do try to mitigate it looking like that. However, things are going to happen. People get desperate. They decide to start hopping fences, looking for chicken coops. We're going to look for backyard chicken coops, stealing eggs, stealing the actual chickens. It's one thing we're thinking about predators, animal predators from killing those chickens. No, how about keeping them locked so that a human person can't just hop the fence and steal a chicken or steal the eggs that they laid at night, right? And just open it up and grab those eggs. So that's important to think about that stuff. Same thing, animals, other livestock, the livestock food, like whatever it is, garden stuff, leaving stuff out in your yard that is of any value that people would come, hey, we have a fence, we have whatever, but I leave garden tools out. Well, that's valuable to somebody, and they could come over and start stealing stuff. We had somebody on camera who was stealing people's gnomes out of their yards. Gnomes, like what? Right now, with everything that's going on, that's what you felt like you needed to take, right? And I get it. Some of it is mental health, but it's important for you to take a minute to look at your situation, to look at your security, your fortification of your home. Think about you when you go out, what time, where you're going. Paying attention is the biggest thing, is paying attention, 360 degrees around you of what is happening around you. Okay. And then having something on you to protect yourself. Okay. Because you can't just assume somebody's going to be there. Those robberies were in daylight. Some of them were armed robberies, at gunpoint. One of them was gunpoint. It was 10 a.m. Mind you, Black Friday. So tons of people around. People don't care, right? So the days of, there's lots of people around, I'm safe, it's daylight, it's 10 a.m. It's just not a thing to just go forward and be like, that's the safest. I'm fine. So I don't have to pay attention to my surroundings. Okay. The biggest thing is building yourself up and your home up so that you are not the soft target, and it's not that easy to even approach you or try to do anything to you or hit your home or whatever the case may be. Something as simple as checking the mail right away. We have an open, it's not a locked mailbox. I check it as soon as it comes, because again, people are stealing all types of stuff. They don't care. And so again, I'm not going to give somebody the opportunity who's just going around and collecting mail or collecting stuff. Packages come, I try to track the stuff so I know exactly when it's coming. I have stuff open so I can see when they're there, so I can immediately, take it, because people are doing crazy stuff, right? I don't know. I feel like a broken record saying, keep your head on a swivel, keep your head on a swivel, but it literally is the best thing that you can do. And then right now, getting the things that you need to be able to protect yourself and your family. If you do not have defensive tools, you need to think of defensive tools. And those could be lethal or non-lethal, but you need to think of what is comfortable for you and your family and get those items, right? That's a must. And if it's lethal, you need to get that stuff before you can't possibly get it in the future, right? Canada just passed a bunch of laws, again, just banning a bunch of stuff, when it comes to 2A. Obviously our people want to do that as well. Some of our politicians and stuff. So just be smart and get the things that you need to get now, so that you can protect yourself, because all you can count on is you, yourself, okay? Your family, each other, okay? So I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope you guys are well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.